Hello again, everybody. Alex StarCraft here, bringing you the ace match in this best of 3 from the IEM Kiev World. What is it called? World something. Let me find it on. IEM Season 6 Kiev, which was a very recent tournament that took place in none other than Kiev, sponsored by Intel, the Intel Extreme Masters. And this game is the last of a best of 3 in the qualifiers, I think. Not the qualifiers, the pool play between LiquidZenio, the blue Zerg, in the top right corner, I guess you could say, and NightEnD. He's actually on Fnatic right now. I did look that up. The red Protoss in the top left corner. The map is going to be Antiga Shipyard, a map, as you can see, it's very nice one for the Forge Fast Expand from the Protoss. And a map that can really be host to both big macro games as well as pretty quick, aggressive little ones. Now, we have just had 2 enormous macro games. I hope that we do indeed have a shorter one. I know there was another best of game. I was looking to guess between, I think it was actually Damaga and Hero, and that would have been very good. But I checked the times before casting it, and the shortest game was 20 minutes, the longest game was 45. So I decided I was not going to be casting that. And so I'm casting this. Has been a very good game so far. For those of you that do know or have watched both games, I hope all of you have. If not, I would encourage you guys to go back on my channel and just look at the 2 games right before this one, or if they're not right before this, they will be labeled. And I will be uploading them consecutively, so they should be right next to each other. I would encourage you to go find them. They're both huge games of huge long macro games. Each one was about 30 minutes long game time, and really what you can kind of see from that is just how one game kind of shows you an example of how you can beat a Protoss in a long macro game as Zerg, and another shows you how you can beat a Zerg in a long macro game as Protoss. So very educational for both sides. Now, we do have Zenio trying to get down this expansion. Of course, it is going to be blocked by the probe and the pylon, but we do have some Zerglings on the way. And NightEnD actually opting to go for the Nexus before Cannon in his Forge Fast Expand, which is something that can be nice because it gets you your Nexus a little bit faster, but it can also be a little bit risky if they go for an early pool. I know in my versus Protoss, I go for an 11 pool. I know some other players do that, some in the GSL and stuff. And the only problem with that is then if you go Cannon before Nexus, the Zerglings can often just Nexus before Cannon, the Zerglings can often just run in, and on a map like this, they can do so much damage to you because your Cannon can't actually really shoot anything. You don't have units. So I've seen them before. They'll pick off like 5, 6, 7 probes, something like that. And in the early game, when you have, as you can see, like 15, 16, that's a big difference. So we have Zenio finally managing to get down that hatchery. I guess it actually wasn't that delayed. That was a little over dramatic. And we do have the fast third coming on the way now. This is a quick third. It went down at about the 4-minute 30-second mark. And this is generally the more popular, I would say, response to a Forge Fast Expand coming out from a Protoss, because you can opt to go for some aggression. You can opt to go for an all-in, but a lot of times that's scoutable by the Protoss because you won't take a fast third, or it's just often held by the Protoss if they can have a sentry out with some force fields or a void ray, if they're going for Stargate play, anything like that. And so the other thing with all-ins as Zerg is, as Zerg, they're real all-ins, just because as Zerg, if you build a whole bunch of units and it fails, then you basically lose the game, because obviously you have to pick units instead of, not alongside of, workers. And so if you made a whole bunch of units, you don't have any workers. If the all-in doesn't work or doesn't do a lot of damage, you don't have any workers, you lose the game. So it looks like Zenio is going to be going the macro route, but he actually hasn't pulled off gas. That's a little bit strange. Usually you'll see Zergs pull off after that first 100. We actually have a Baneling Nest coming down from Zenio, and now this is something I actually don't know if I've seen before. I do see a lot of Zergs go for big aggressive plays off of 2 base against an early expanding Protoss, but I don't know if I've ever seen it off of 3. Now, I'm not exactly sure why Zenio did this. He might have decided to do this after he threw down the expansion. He might be trying to fake out NightEnD, but I think we're going to be seeing a Baneling bust here in just a second. It could be good for just the extra larva, but we'll have to see. Yeah, we're definitely going to see an attempted Baneling bust. We have 12 Zerglings on the way right now, 6 more. Baneling Nest is about to finish. We'll see some Banelings warping in very soon. We see he's got the Zerglings spread out all over the map, but that is a lot of Zerglings. And we'll have to see whether, I'm not sure if this is a full wall. He does have his zealots out here. This zealot will be able to spot the Zerglings before they come running in. But this is a very tense moment. If NightEnD messes his control up even a little bit, he could lose the game. And NightEnD, he does see it. He is gonna have to. He needs to run the zealot back. He needs to put it in. And all the Zerglings get into the main. This is not good for NightEnD. And it looks like NightEnD, his cannon's gonna go down. The Banelings are coming. They kill the other zealot. And I forgot to put myself on busy again. And there is the GG from NightEnD. Now, something I was actually reading earlier, I didn't know which player actually it was. I didn't want to read that. But I had read, as you guys might have seen in the first game, there was a good amount of lag in some of the big engagements. And so, from what I'd heard, NightEnD, I guess it was NightEnD, I knew it was one of the players, actually this series became extended to a best of 5 starting at 2-1 for Zenio. Because they determined that lag was enough that could have actually cost, I guess right there, NightEnD the game. I guess that would just be his trying to run the Zerglings into here, or run the Zealot to block off the ramp. But yeah, so I guess it could be some stuff. So there are going to be more games, but I'm done casting this series for now. It's my first best of 3 series. Again, it's from the IEM Kiev. Big shout out to Intel because they're awesome and sponsored that tournament. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I did it justice. And I hope you guys like seeing some of the games that weren't the ones just from, like the ones that Husky casted, the MMA, Kos, who was MMA, Kos, Damaga, and Zenio. So I hope I brought you guys some more flavor in your life, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I would be casting still after this. So I will see you guys soon. And I hope all of you have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the nice weather.